You guys can move in closer if you like. Feel free if you'd like to. Come on in. You can move in close. You can take pictures and stuff. Don't worry about that. I just want to welcome you, family and friends. You've come today at the invitation of Ryan and Cece to enjoy and celebrate their wedding. And this wedding is an outward expression of your love that each of you share with your inside your hearts. So it's just a wonderful thing. And in the beginning, Jesus reminded us that God, the Creator, created us male and female, and He said, "For this cause a man shall leave his father and mother and shall cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh." And God has shown His great love for us and creating us for each other. And one of the great things about a wedding is that it shows this outward love that you have inwardly. You're expressing that not only in front of God, you're expressing that with your family and your friends, the people that you cherish and have grown real close to. Well, today what I want to do is just share just a little bit with you guys. You can come closer if you like, even. You're gonna be married to each other, right? So what I wanted to share with you is that in the Bible days, if you said that you loved somebody, you had a number of options when it came to words. Today, we don't have a lot of those options. You have to basically understand the context and how you use the word love. So, for instance, Cece could say, "I love apple pie." And then she can say, "I love Ryan." Well, we know there's a big difference between apple pie and Ryan. You know, or vice versa. You can say you love something or you love Cece. And
Not a king pie.
based on the context, we understand what you mean. So in the time of Jesus, when they said love, they could use different words for it. They wouldn't have to have a context. They can say, "I love my family." So they would use a Greek word called storge, which means this is my loyal love for my family. You can have your best friend, your best buddy, say phileo to your friend, and that means this is my best friend. I care about my best friend. Or you could talk about eros. You could say Cece is beautiful. Her hair is beautiful today, and that's the attractive part of love. So you had a number of words that you could use. One of the words that the Greeks would never ever use in Jesus' day to talk about love, the Romans wouldn't use it, was a word that is called agape, and it's an unconditional love. And the reason the Romans and Greeks would never use it, and it's quite frankly, society doesn't use it a lot even today, that type of word, is because it's an unconditional love. And a lot of times people think of marriage as a contract, that I'm going to put so much into this, and you're going to put so much into this, and if it's good for me and it's good for you, then it's going to work out.
There it is.
And God said that's not how it should be. It should be a covenant. So agape love means it's unconditional. It means I'm going to love Ryan or I'm going to love Cece, no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how handsome you are. I'm going to love you even if you're not my family. I'm going to love you even if you're not my best friend. And the reason why that's so important is because that's how God treats us. God doesn't look at us and say, Jesus didn't go over 2,000 years ago, die on a cross yesterday, be buried in the ground, and rise from the dead tomorrow. He didn't look out on us and say, you know what? Because you're so handsome as a humanity, or because you're so beautiful as a humanity, I'm going to give my life for you. He didn't look out on the people at that time and look all the way in the distant future and see all of us and say, you know what? As long as you're my relative, I'll die for you. I'll love you. He doesn't say, as long as you're my friend, I'm going to love you and die for you. No, he said, I love you unconditionally. And that's exactly how he wants marriage to be built. He wants marriage to be where it's unconditional. Because there's going to be days where you may not have as much hair as you have right now. Or there's going to be days where your hair isn't as beautiful as it is right now. There's going to be times when it's hard. And that's where that unconditional love comes in. And out of 15 and a half years of ministry, the marriages that last and work and thrive are ones that have Christ as a foundation. Because if you can have Christ there, there's nothing you go through that could ever destroy it. There's nothing that could ever take that love away. Because with God, that love that he gives us, nothing can ever remove that from us. No one can come in and snatch it away from us. We can't have a bad day and then somehow God's love isn't there anymore. It's always there. It's unconditional. That's exactly what he wants us to have in our marriages. It says in 1 Corinthians 13:4 and 7, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it's not proud, it does not dishonor others, it's not self-seeking, it's not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs, love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth, it always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, and this is one of the great last lines here, it always perseveres. Love always perseveres. This is a great thing to look at and say, you know what? I know that each day of my life and each year that we go through as a married couple, we can grow in this. We can grow in our holiness, we can grow in our patience, we can grow in our humility, we can grow in our perseverance. And God wants you to be able to experience that kind of love. Let's pray. Lord, I thank you so much for Ryan and Cece, Lord. I thank you for the opportunity just to play a small role in their life, Lord. And I thank you, God, for their family. Each of them come with different backgrounds and their different personalities, Lord. And Father, you brought them together. And you knew that this day was coming. And I thank you for all their family and friends that are gathered here with them, Lord. And I just pray that they would be there to celebrate with them, to have great joy with them, Lord. And they would also to be there in times when it's tough, Lord, that they would have people to lean on. And God, I thank you so much for your love that you give us, Father, that you, over 2,000 years ago, Lord, you looked at this planet and you decided to invade this planet, Lord, and to send your Son on our behalf. And we praise you for that. And it's in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Well, one of the great expressions that you have in a wedding that we have the inward love that we get to express it outwardly is the sharing of the vows. And so, Ryan, I'm going to ask you if you repeat this vow to Cece, saying after me, I, Ryan, take you, Cece, to be my wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, until we're separated by death. As God is my witness, I give you my promise. And Cece, will you repeat this vow to Ryan, saying after me, I, Cece, take you, Ryan, to be my husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, until we're separated by death. As God is my witness, I give you my promise. One of the things that is unique when it comes to weddings is you say the vows, and then one of the things you do is you seal the vows, and you do that by the exchanging of rings. And the rings are very important. The rings are a reminder to us. They're a symbol that we wear on our hands, and we look at that ring and we see how it's a complete circle, indicating to us a very symbolic way of saying love doesn't end. It always perseveres, it keeps going, it's always continuous. And as you look at your hand throughout the day, as you're washing dishes or you're going out working in the yard, you're at work, and you just feel that ring on your hand, it's always a reminder to you, this symbol of your great love, because it's made of precious metals. It means your love's not cheap. It means your love is precious to you, and it matters to you. And so, Ryan, will you take your ring, you place it on the third finger of Cece's left hand, and repeat this promise. With this ring, I seal my promise to be your faithful and loving husband, as God is my witness. And Cece, will you take your ring and place it upon the third finger of Ryan's left hand and repeat after me this promise. With this ring, I seal my promise to be your faithful and loving wife, as God is my witness. And one of the last symbols that you see of a couple expressing their inward love outwardly is the lighting of the unity candle. And what's great about the unity candle is that these candles here represent your two individual lives. Your past, where you went to school, maybe you went to school, the same school, where you grew up. If you didn't grow up in the same neighborhood, you grew up in different families. You have different personalities. Usually God brings two different people together. Their opposites attract, right? And so these are your two separate lives. And when we see in a wedding is where the two of you are actually now becoming one. So your family and your family, your friendships, the gifts and talents that each of you have, you're bringing them together now under one home, one family. And so I'm going to give you this candle. I'll give you this one. And even Robert, he's playing a role in this because we have his lighter.
He's like making it. You're around a lot of smokers. You're good.
Well, Ryan and Cece, you guys have come together in front of all of us here. You've made your vows. You've sealed your vows with the exchanging of your rings. You've lit the unity candle, showing that you're joining your separate lives together. Therefore, I pronounce you husband and wife in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Let no one divide those whom God has united. And Ryan, you may kiss your bride. Introduce you to Ryan and Cece Estrada.
One more, guys.
It's a new wig, girl. It's a new wig.